Welcome to this episode of Look Around Lubbock, brought to you by Fox 34. Hi, I'm Kirk Kaiser. I'll be your Look Around Lubbock host over the next several months as we explore our neighboring communities across the South Plains and eastern New Mexico. Looking for a fun weekend getaway or maybe even a week-long vacation, we'll show you so many exciting things to do. I hope you'll join me every weekend right here on Fox 34 News Now as we discover entertaining events and activities. Santa Fe, New Mexico is widely considered one of the great art cities in the United States. The beauty of the region serves as inspiration for artists from all over.
So you see paintings that have the earth tones of Santa Fe, the beautiful blue skies. It's really dynamic, and I think a lot of that is inspired by our indigenous community here. And then through the 1920s and 30s, we have George O'Keeffe and Agnes Martin coming into Taos and Santa Fe, and they really brought a lot of this bohemian artistic lifestyle here. We have a Canyon Road that's full of art galleries. We have the Rail Yard that's full of galleries, and the Lincoln Arts District. We have the Meow Wolf Collective that's really interesting, and just so much to see. And with the museums like Site Santa Fe, the new Vladimir Contemporary Museum is going to host a lot of local Santa Fe artists.
One of those local artists featured at the New Mexico Museum of Art Vladimir Contemporary is Virgil Ortiz.
My specialty and what I do, my forte, is working with ceramics, and I was born into a family of potters on my mother's Severino Ortiz side of the family. So we've always grown up using clay and working with clay. And now I've expanded into using all different types of mediums such as fashion, jewelry, video, movie making, whatever you want. But for this contemporary museum, we'll be featuring video projection and also the ceramics. I always say clay is my therapy. So like every time I'm working with clay, I'm always meditating and praying as well. So that connects me with our ancestors.
Ceramic art is not only fascinating to look at, but is equally thrilling to watch being created using a technique called raku firing.
You see the big reduction chamber coming over down on top of it, and it's sucking out all the oxygen and all the smoke, and it has combustibles in it. Like in this case, we use newspaper, but you can also use like wood chips or sawdust. But in this video, we use newspaper when it's coming down, and it ignites into fire immediately. And then all the combustion, the reduction happens there. And we're using not only the smoke of the combustion chamber, but also the special raku glazes that are specially formulated for this type of clay.
When you hang out with these artists, they really see life differently. They really point out like the colors in the salsa, the sky, the way the leaves are shimmering. And so it's really beautiful lifestyle that artists are here. Thousands of artists live here, and art dealers, and it's really amazing.
Bobby features many of these artists in a new series called Bobby Beals Presents.
Bobby Beals presents different artists, jewelers, sculptors, trunk shows, painters, to have these shows for people to come in, meet the artists, see the new artwork, kind of get a voice of what new contemporary art is in Santa Fe.
You can feel the energy when you come here. You can feel the creative flow of all the people gathered here. It's just an exciting place to be, and especially like the food as well.
Usually it might not be about the art, it might be about the red or green chili, but it always comes back to the artistic focus of what people are doing here.
Hopefully a lot of people can visit all the numerous museums that are here to learn more about our people, and also like in the plaza there's a lot of vendors that are there that you can visit and buy directly from the artists there. But in general, like there's so many cool galleries here, not only indigenous but everybody that is a part of the Santa Fe communities.
People come here, they change a little bit, and hopefully in great ways, and it's fun to see. So I light up about talking about Santa Fe. I'm from here, my family's from here. It's a special place.
Turkey, Texas, population 317. What in the world is there to do in a town that size?
Do not let the population sign fool you. We have a lot more fun than our 300 and some odd numbers would let you know. Here in Turkey, we are, we will forever be the home of Bob Wills, and that has kept our little town on the map. But nowadays, there's more than just Bob Wills to keep you coming to Turkey, Texas. We have a hotel that has a restaurant and a bar and does live music. We have a winery, we have shopping, we have so many restaurants to really cater to any taste that you might have. You could go to Letty's and have a wonderful meal. You go down to Tony's ice cream shop and even stop by our taco truck, Tona's Mexican Kitchen. I prefer the chili verde, that's my favorite.
Sounds pretty good. Turkey is best known as the home of country star Bob Wills. His legacy inspires music in Turkey today.
Our hotel here in town does music year-round. Our winery has started doing music as well, and so you can come to Turkey any weekend of the year, and we would hope you were listening to Bob on your way into town, but when you get to town, you could stop by the winery, listen to some music, check the hotel's music calendar. There's music every Friday and Saturday there, some other days as well.
You might be surprised to see where Turkey draws people from.
We've had people from South Africa, from Australia. People really enjoy the nostalgia of coming to a small community like this, where someone's going to hold the door for you when you walk into Lacey Dry Goods, or someone's going to, let you know if you have any questions. They're going to stop and have a conversation with you. There's something special about Turkey, Texas, and it's the people here, and it's the people that keep coming back to Turkey, Texas that make it special.
Carly mentioned Lacey's Dry Goods, a part of Turkey for a very long time.
Lacey's has been here since 1916, and it was started by my great-great-great-grandfather. And they moved to Turkey. He actually owned the whole block, and he started his dry goods store in this portion in 1916, then expanded. He bought the store next door and expanded I think in the 50s. It feels like an old department store. I mean, obviously we're a dry goods store, so we kind of have it all, and we do have it all. We have everything from men's, women's, kids, home decor. We have footwear, accessories. I mean, we just have a little bit of everything. It's a really big, cool, unique experience to shop at Lacey's. I love my ladies that come to Turkey for a Saturday. They go and get their coffee at Turkey Tracks, walk across, shop with us, go on down to Letty's and have, breakfast or lunch. It's just a fun little day trip that's easy in Turkey, Texas.
As a Turkey native, Chancey is proud of the Bob Wills legacy that is honored in the spring each year with the Bob Wills Day celebration and through the local museum.
It's so awesome that we even have something like that here that we can, encourage people to go see. And that museum, they've redone it. It looks amazing. It's been definitely a really good addition to our community. It's fun to see all these outsiders who love Bob Wills and Turkey, Texas so much come and tell our kids how cool they think Turkey, Texas is.
When people come into Turkey and they see it for the first time and they enjoy our way of life, that inspires something in them. Either they take the spirit of Turkey back home with them and incorporate it in their daily lives, or if I'm real lucky, they start figuring out a way to move here. There's only one way to experience Turkey, Texas, and that's to shake your tail feather and get down here.
Meet Ferdinand the Bull. He stands 3 stories tall and is the new signature artistic symbol of downtown Odessa.
When you pull into the parking garage, the first thing you see is this 3-story bull, and it looks like it's charging right towards you. I just think it's one of the most impactful pieces of public art we have. We knew that it was iconic, we knew that it related to the community, and we knew that people were gonna want to see it when they came to town. 100 artists applied for this commission, and that's a big deal out here in the middle of the Texas desert.
Ferdinand is on the side of the parking garage of the new Marriott Hotel.
It has served as an anchor for downtown, and it's revitalized, and we've had a lot of new businesses that have popped up, new green space that Odessa College has built, and yeah, there's just a lot going on that Odessa has to be proud of.
For many years, Odessa has been known for its high school football, the home of Friday Night Lights. A former football star who left Odessa for college and a career in the pros returned home and opened a restaurant when he retired.
This place molded me. I lived for 18 years, now coming back, molded me into the man that I became, the hard worker I became. I'll sit here and say I never was the greatest football player, the fastest, the strongest, but I just worked hard. But that's the environment, the community that we have here is working hard and getting up and putting your boots on and, doing the hard labor type of things. And so I think that's just, in my DNA, and that's something that came from this city.
While the former star Odessa High Bronco and Texas Tech Red Raider is known for football, he's now proud of the food served at Patrick Clay's Icon Tavern.
I like our wings and our unique menu. We have some unique items with the bologna sandwich and things of that nature that are a little bit different where you can't get everywhere else, but I still love our wings. I know you can get wings everywhere else, but come down here and try these.
It's the best.
Yes, absolutely. The bones of this building and the floor and everything is original. Obviously, we've put other things in as well, but I think that feel that everybody gets, that downtown feel, with a tight-knit community that we have, that's the first thing that they notice.
The tavern is part of the new look downtown, where it's not hard to find displays of public art.
In 2014, we actually commissioned a public art plan for the city so that we could start making some real thoughtful decisions about where art was going, what kind of art we were putting up, but more importantly, also preserving the art that was already out there.
Now we have 32 uniquely painted jackrabbits spread about the community, and it's a lot of fun. Kids really enjoy those jackrabbits, and it just really is something fun for our community to promote.
People think that art is the icing on the cake, right? And that's a nice way to put it, but it also makes it sound like it's frivolous or it's the first thing that we can do without. But the truth is that art is a part of our fabric, and it's art and, not art or. So it's art and health, it's art and football, it's art and the energy industry. All of those things can work in harmony because you want to live in a community that feels proud of itself.
Whenever I was younger, we never had murals. Now we have about 20, and you go down, walk around downtown, and you'll just be greeted with vibrant art, sculptures. We have the tallest slided art piece in West Texas here in Odessa, so that's pretty amazing.
We can have something special and unique here in our own city.
When you come here and you see this, this revitalized downtown, this incredible hotel, and all the activities that are going around, it's just a great time.
I talked to Chris Ruggia in the courtyard of the historic Holland Hotel in Alpine. He explained what makes Alpine special.
This is a small place that's remote, and so that has inspired people to do cool stuff.
To understand what cool stuff means, he took me to a downtown alley that contains a unique art gallery.
This guy, his name is Monty Welt, and he works all in spray paint, and he just single-handedly has been doing it. It seems like every few weeks.
Wow.
Monty's got a new one.
So this is pretty new.
This is, yeah, I would say weeks. You know,
Okay.
tops a month ago he finished this. And it started with this one block, but now we're 2 blocks down from there, and this guy and another muralist, they have a vision to extend as far as you can go on this alley to fill it with murals. This one showed up on the side of our coffee shop. This was like almost overnight. We didn't expect it. This is our twin sisters mountains, kind of across the corner of the building. Most of them are related to the area, for sure, because you know the Big Bend area, the Chihuahuan Desert, that's why people are here. It's a beautiful landscape, beautiful natural place to be. The outdoors is really important to the community. This is the start of the most dense block of murals. This one is by Tom Curry, who actually, he had a career in national magazine illustration back in the 60s, and I would say 70s and 80s was his high point. Liz Sibley, who owns this building, she really is the one. I'm not going to take credit, but she and I had a conversation about this idea of little surprises, little murals hidden away. I was part of the conversation, but she ran with it. She did all the work. These dumpsters were painted also, again, by Peanut, who I told you about, our local spray paint artist.
Right.
He did we were like, well, we're in the alley, let's paint everything. And we got permission even to do the light poles.
I saw that. We've got the light poles.
I know. This is by Carrie On, who did the map. This was the
Okay.
first thing he did in the alley. And it goes all the way around. And he's just like improvising. You see this guy paint. This was a way where they could allow people who don't have the stamina, the scale to do a really large scale piece, but they've got a little bio for almost everybody on the wall.
But this is amazing. It's not just the art, but it's the pottery protrusions.
Exactly.
Right?
So we've got javelina, yucca, prickly pears, cholla cactus, and ocotillo and agave all in clay.
But there's not many places where you could go and see artist work displayed like you can here.
That's true.
Free of charge.
Yeah, free of charge, and it doesn't close. The visitor center, you can get a brochure with the map that'll walk you through the history of a lot of these buildings.
Perfect.
And who did, you know, what mural and things like that. This hotel is in 1928, this building opened. The building on the corner was the original hotel from 1912, and this is the new one.
I see. Oh, new one from 1928. Yeah.
Exactly. Every once in a while there's live music. The band will set up here or in the courtyard. Any night of the week you can have dinner on the patio because there's a great restaurant in the hotel.
I love that. So dinner on the patio with music. Yeah. The walk around downtown was amazing. For a more challenging hike, head up the mountain.
Behind the university, you're not even out of town yet. There are hiking trails, some short ones, but you can get great views of Alpine. So the outdoors really is core to the experience of being here. That beauty of the landscape is in every direction. So every road out of Alpine, north, south, east, west, is beautiful in its own way.
One of the main things that brings thousands of visitors to Santa Fe, New Mexico every year is the food.
Because we have some of the most interesting, tasty, robustly flavored food anywhere on the planet. We have a great combination of our local New Mexican cuisine, which is something that is still pretty much localized to this area. There are a few places trying to do it in other parts of the country or world, but it is unique to this area, and that's one reason to come here. And then we have just a wonderful array of worldly cuisines with chefs from different parts of the world that are producing really interesting meals of all kind.
Chef Fernando Olea has been part of the Santa Fe food scene for 33 years. He's responsible for much of that great food, but that's not what he points to first.
I think that the most important and more unique than any of them is the energy that is concentrated in Santa Fe. I'm sure, as you know, Santa Fe is one of the vortex of energy in the world. And people come to charge themselves for energy.
When Chef talks about his restaurant, he truly believes food is just part of the reason people come there.
It's ambiance, service, and food. And you miss one of those, you miss everything, Then three components need to be important.
We have a wealth of places here, and just to name a few that are serving just incredibly good local food, we have Atrisco Cafe, Tomasita's, La Chosa, The Shed, right downtown off of the plaza, Castro's. They're just a wonderful array of places here to have the cuisine that's so based on the red and the green chili in particular. But we have some other things like blue corn tortillas and pozole that you see around here, much more than the kind of rice dishes that you find on the side in other areas of the Southwest. Sopapillas is, a side dish and things here too that help cut the heat of some of that chili when you eat sopapilla with honey on the side.
Cheryl has been honored with 4 James Beard Awards for her cookbooks. So what does an award-winning author order when she goes out to eat in Santa Fe?
Red chili cheese enchiladas most of the time. I'm talking about a stacked enchilada. Instead of rolled up, as is very common in some of the other areas of the Southwest, our traditional New Mexican enchiladas are done flat on a plate. So it's one tortilla and then some sauce and maybe cheese or maybe some meat, then another tortilla on top, and it fills up the whole plate that way.
Chef Olea received the James Beard Award for Best Chef of the Southwest in 2022.
That's an incredible recognition. Like I said, it's an instant success, I only been in food business for 33 years, so it came very, very, right away. And honestly, I feel the biggest awards that I get is every night with my guests. To reach the palate of my guests and make them to have an experience. Those are the awards that I cannot hang it, but they are so important. That's really the foundation of the business.
I just think it's great to live in a place that has 400 plus years of food history, and the fact that we have living cuisine that is based on the indigenous traditions of this area, with the Spanish who came here and then some Anglo influence eventually, but there was much less Anglo influence in the food here than say in Texas or Arizona in particular, because this was so isolated for such a long time.
Vengan a visitarme, yo soy el rey del mole.
That's great. When people think of Durant, Oklahoma, the Choctaw casinos and resorts often comes to mind. But there's much more to do in this community, located just across the southern Oklahoma-Texas border.
Even within like a 3-mile radius of the casino, there's plenty to do. You can come down South 9th and enter our downtown area. Our downtown area is about 10 to 12 blocks long, so there's a lot of area for shops. The first Friday of the month, all the shops stay open late, and they usually have a theme. Like for tonight, it's a fall theme, so some of the different places are having like maybe apple cider or maybe spiced margaritas or just some treats, different snacks and different sales. But we have some really great clothing boutiques. We have a really great kitchen store, the Copper Kettle. We have several barbers, which I think is interesting. You don't see a lot of barber shops anymore, but we actually have 3 different barbers downtown.
We visited one barber shop that has been in Durant for over 100 years, not the same barber. The Durant Fall Concert Series also brings people to town.
There's free concerts hosted by Discover Durant to bring people to the city to show it off. Because quite frankly, it's a gem. You can go to the website, either Discover Durant or to the Durant Area Chamber of Commerce website and get the lowdown on who those performers are. We have the Cleverleys coming in. We fill Market Square with people. We ask them to bring their lawn chairs. It's a very relaxed evening.
There are some shops, some restaurants, some bars, just all within walking distance of the area. So a lot of people come early for dinner, maybe stay after for a drink, or they'll hit some of the shops for some evening shopping.
Along with that shopping, you'll want to visit the Art Walk.
The Art Walk was started 2 or 3 years ago, and there's a guy who's kind of invested in Durant in some of the downtown buildings, and so they had a contest, and anyone could enter art, and I believe they're like 6x8 frames. One of my friends, she was picked as one of the winners, and she and another girl she's friends with, they painted a big picture of a cactus on a green background, and it's just a really neat thing. She's an art teacher in town, so that was really fun for a lot of local people to have their art showcased.
There's one very big reason to come to Durant, and I do mean big.
Welcome to Durant, home of the world's largest peanut.
Besides the world's largest peanut, Durant is also known for their magnolia trees.
We also have our Magnolia Christmas Festival that we'll do closer to the Christmas season. We have Magnolia Festival that we do in May that brings in thousands of people.
Many of those magnolia trees are located on the campus of Southeastern Oklahoma State University.
They have a lot of fun things to do there with their sports. They have every year they have a Shakespearean festival, so different plays and different things throughout the summer.
Not too far out of town, another big draw, Lake Texoma.
It's a great lake for sport, it's a great lake for fishing, it's a great lake for swimming, and families use it all the time.
Lots of people go to the lake both for fishing, just simply boating, or just the beaches. We do have a few beaches, so a lot of people just go and maybe picnic or cook out. We do have a lot of places around the lake area, some cabins, some Airbnb type rentals, some lodges. There's just a variety. Of course, we have the casino and they have the hotel out there, but there's just a lot of different places to stay, kind of depending on the size of your party and what you're in town for.
So between our retail and our commercial and everything else, it is a thriving community.
There's something to do every night here. There's people to meet, there's people to hang out with, and it's just a good community.
We're always looking for an opportunity to open our front door and welcome people to town.
Thank you for watching this episode of Look Around Lubbock. I hope you've enjoyed learning about our neighboring communities across the South Plains and eastern New Mexico. They offer fun things to do just a short drive away. Please contact the Chamber of Commerce at these different communities to plan your next adventure and join us right here on Fox 34 News Now every Saturday and Sunday.